Welcome back to Elden for the Elderly. This is part 4 of our quest to get to the famous bird farm. In part 3, we defeated the infamous Guardian of the Gate at Stormveil Castle, Margit the Fell Omen. A lot of ground was covered in that video. Part 4 has a much simpler roadmap to a tougher foe. We need to get through Stormveil Castle to fight Godrick the Grafted. Let's get to it. After we killed Margit, we rested at the Site of Grace, which bears his name. The next item on our to-do list is to make our way through the castle. There is so much to explore at this castle and a lot of loot. I'm focused on getting you as quickly as possible to the bird farm, so I will be skipping the exploration and sticking to the quickest, least painful path to the Godrick boss fight. Let's take a look at the map. We need to unlock 4 Sites of Grace in the castle. Starting from where we killed Margit and getting to the Stormveil Cliffside Site of Grace only takes a few minutes and mostly involves a conversation with an NPC. Getting from Cliffside to the Rampart Tower Site of Grace can crush your soul, but you can benefit from my dozens of crash test Tarnished deaths to get through it more easily. From Rampart to Liftside is not fun for those afraid of heights, but the danger is low. And then the final leg to Secluded Cell is very short. We will make a brief side trip from Secluded Cell south to speak with Nepheli Loux in order to recruit her as an ally to fight Godrick. If things go smoothly, this castle run should take 20 to 25 minutes. As we approach the castle gate, enter the room to the left and speak to this devious son of a bitch, Gostoc. If we take the dialogue option for him to open the castle gate, we face a painful run through multiple ballista turrets and exiles all over the place. I prefer to heed his advice and take the quieter path to the left. Selecting this path means that Gostoc will follow us through the castle, even trapping us at one point in a room where we are very likely to die. If we die near one of 3 spots where Gostoc is tracking us, then he will steal 30% of our rune drop before we can get back to it after we respawn. This is the easier path through the castle, so I don't really care what Gostoc does, well, except for locking us in that room to die, which you'll see in a bit. When we get to the top of this wall, the only creature we might want to take out here is the eagle straight ahead, which I took out with shield and sword. Head right and unlock the Stormveil Cliffside Site of Grace. The run to the next Site of Grace is the most difficult in the entire castle. The torch exile at the top of the steps has a horn to call down 2 additional exiles. With my slightly leveled up crash test Tarny, I just decided to try and take them all on. It did not go well, but I managed to stumble through. Another option that is a bit safer, which I will show you shortly, is to shoot the horn exile with a bow, which lures 2 of them down at the start rather than all 3. Now go to the top of the steps and take the first entrance on the right. Kill the 2 commoners inside. Head up the steps. 2 commoners will throw bombs to explode those barrels. I found that running and dodging through the barrels usually results in minimal damage if we keep moving. Kill the commoner on the right, turn and continue up the steps to kill the other. There are several more barrels ahead with another commoner beyond who will blow them up. Same method, dodge through them and kill him. On this landing, there's a bunch of junk blocking the path up the steps. Clear it out and go up the steps to kill a commoner sitting on the next landing. This door is the infamous trap room. We have to go in this room to get the rusty key. Open the door and look straight into the room. That corpse has the key. When we enter this room, we don't see him, but Gostoc closes and locks the door behind us and the lights go out. We can hear him laugh at us after a few seconds in the dark. And on the left is a very tough knight who will most likely kill you unless you are an experienced fighter in tight spaces. So I always run straight for the rusty key before turning to face the knight. Then, when I die, I respawn back at Cliffside and I don't have to go back in this room again unless I want to retrieve my rune drop.
You knew you were gonna get
No, didn't. I hope.
Once you have the key and respawn back at Cliffside, you have to battle your way back inside to get to the door which the rusty key unlocks. Notice how I only get 12,000 runes back. Gostoc stole 30% of it. Moving on, that was the most frustrating part of the entire castle. Unlock the door and climb the ladder. Turn left at the top and a commoner ambushes from the left. We are almost to the next site of grace, Rampart Tower. Things get a lot easier from here. Our next goal is to the Liftside Chamber site of grace. This path is complicated but safe. Just follow along with the video. It involves killing 5 exiles along the way. Another exile shoots at us from the side while we kill number 1, but just keep moving. Outside here are 4 sleeping exiles and a 5th with a horn who will wake them up if he spots us. Sneak to the left and around the platform to kill Mr. Horn.
That's all part of the experience, honey.
Now just follow along on some fun ledge jumping work. Enjoy the views. This was my second time through this area. There is normally a smithing stone 2 you can grab off this corpse. The next site of grace is beyond this heavily fortified courtyard. We are going to sneak down the right side of it to avoid fighting. I'd leave that knight and his little buddy alone.
You know what an older woman does to me?
Changes your diapers.
Finish sneaking down the right side and go up the steps. We have arrived at the Liftside Chamber site of grace.
Again, I'm sorry if I caused you any trouble.
Oh, no, you didn't cause me any trouble. You got me home.
Our next goal is the Secluded Cell site of grace. Call the lift and ride it up. On the left is our pending Godrick battle, and on the right is our next destination. But first, touch the site of grace for Secluded Cell.
I don't think I belong in here.
From the site of grace, run past the giant and a couple of exiles. They will be hot on our tail. Run straight to grab the golden seed, then turn right and take the first room on the left.
Be proud.
As the giant rages at us from outside, in this room we should complete the dialogue with Nepheli Loux so that we can summon her to help fight Godrick.
To a higher place. Well, who do we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godrick's lot. I am Nepheli Loux. Tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here out into it. If you intend to challenge Godrick, I ask you call upon the winds run foul against the
All of our hard work comes down to this fight. If we can beat Godrick, it's smooth sailing to the bird farm. After a lot of testing, here are my recommendations.
What a pathetic excuse for a lord you were. Oh, he got what a little. What goes around he had.
Once you make it past Godrick, large sections of the game are opened to you, including the path to the bird farm. We will finish this journey in Part 5.